This video will show you how quickly you can create a code-compliant welder qualification with Smart Welding Manager. Select the standard. You can select either the 2015 or 2017 versions of ASME 9 or the International Standard 9606. Then you have a choice of selecting the units. For this video, I will select the English units. In the welder details section, select the welder ID that you want to create the qualification for. The welder's name, photograph, and email are automatically populated from the personnel section. If the welder has been previously qualified to the selected standard, you will see this clone button here. You may then enter a few characters from the designation to list the available qualifications. Pick the appropriate one and click the clone button. The welder qualification form will be automatically populated with the data from this welder's other qualification. For this tutorial, I will clear the form and start again. There are some optional fields and you may fill these should you need to. In the qualification details section, select the WPS number from the drop-down box. The revision and date cells are automatically populated. Select the qualification type. Enter a unique number for the WPQ or WQTR, that is the Welder Qualification Test Record, which is a combination of the WPS and welder ID. Select the revision and enter the date for the WPQ. Job knowledge is an optional field. I will select here as not tested. Place of testing is also an optional field. I will leave this field blank. The test date is a mandatory field and the certificates are valid from this date that you select here. Specification is an optional field and you may enter the client specification if you're conducting the test against a particular spec for a client. If it is a requalification, select yes. These four fields are optional. I will enter some information for this demo. This field is optional as well, but if you would like to show the customer's logo in the WPQ along with your logo, you need to upload a logo here. This feature is similar to the clone functionality. If you have other welder qualifications to the selected standard, you will see this replicate button here. You may then enter a few characters from the designation to list the available qualifications. These qualifications may be from any welder in your repository, whereas the clone feature will only list the qualifications for the selected welder. Pick the appropriate one and click the replicate button. All the data from the other qualification will be populated from this point down. You may then review and edit any of the data. I will change the grade of the material selected here. You can view all the materials in this database for the alloy group that is selected. You can sort the data by clicking on the column heading. And you can filter the data as well, just like in Excel. Let me select a different material grade. If it is a new welder qualification form, the material that you select here will be copied to material 2. Since I replicated another qualification, I need to select the material again for material 2. If the product form is pipe or tube, you will see this button to select the size. I will select a 4-inch shed IT pipe. The selected values are shown here. This is the section where you enter the process variables. All the mandatory fields are shown with an asterisk. You will notice that some of the fields are dependent on the values you select, and they may either become mandatory or optional, like in this case. Click here to open the filler metal database. When the rules check is set to yes, this table will only list the filler metals suitable for the alloy and process selected. If you select no, this will then list all the filler metals. You may sort and filter the entries as in the case of the parent material database. You may add 2 more processes. I will add another process to this qualification. If you have made a mistake and need to start over, or if you do not need this additional process, just press clear. This section will list the appropriate tests based on your process variables. You may select the test result for each of these tests. If a test result is entered as not acceptable, by default, the welder qualification will not be approved and this warning message will be shown. You may upload the test report file to any of these tests. You may add another row and enter the details of any other tests that you may have done that is not listed here. The qualification results section is where you can recommend if the welder qualification is to be approved. By selecting not approved, a failed welder qualification will result, and the WPQ will show failed as watermark. You may enter some notes for the assessor, who is the person responsible for approving the welder qualification. By the way, both examination and assessment may be performed by a single individual. You may then save this welder qualification and return to the list of qualifications and revisit later to complete it. Here you can see the welder qualification status as in progress, and there is no paperclip icon as a WPQ has not yet been generated. To continue to work on the welder qualification, click on the WPQ number. You may preview the WPQ before you hit the submit button to send it to the assessor for approval. The WPQ certificate will show all the test values and the corresponding range qualified values. Since it is not yet approved, the certificate will display draft and the names against the digital signatures will not be shown. If you are happy with the WPQ, you may press submit to send it to the assessor. The status will now change to awaiting approval. The assessor may now open and review the welder qualification. In this state, the values are shown, but they cannot be edited. If, as the assessor, you need to change any of the values, then you need to press this Edit WPQR button. You can make necessary changes and then press the Submit button. If the recommendation from the previous step is approved, the slider button will be displaying yes. If it was set to not approved, it will be displaying a no, which means the welder will be failed. The assessor may leave the assessment comments and then press Submit to generate the welder qualification. You can view the designation, which is a short summary of the test variables, and the approval details. To view the WPQ certificate, click on the paperclip icon. You can view the actual values and range qualified values. The test report serves as a bookmark and it is stitched to the certificate. The qualification is appended to the welder's list of qualifications. Continuity for this WPQ is automatically maintained by Smart Welding Manager based on the project data. When a welder has not worked to this WPS or process for 5 months, an email will be sent out to the welder and copied to the administrators. To perform a search of welders, click here. You can select the standard and use the any or all search criteria. Matching results will be listed here. As you can see, it is very simple to use the Welder Qualification module in Smart Welding Manager, just as it is to manage other aspects of your fabrication jobs. Thanks for watching.